world kind of turned upside down last week, I decided to, what the hell, let's just make it happen online. So I'm super excited about it on Wednesday. I'm going to do a little trial and error tomorrow to see that everything's working and stuff like that. So we are going to be going over, I know there has been a lot of questions about that underwire, online underwire class and what it will entail. So I wanted to clarify because some of you are attending it. So we will be going over types of underwires, types of bras, monowires, how to choose an underwire, sister sizing. And a lot of the questions that have been coming up are construction related. So I'm going to walk you through drafting a underwire bra pattern from an underwire. And I will be talking through construction tips, but I will not be constructing an actual underwire bra. Since it's only 2 hours long, I am not Speedy Gonzalez or Superwoman and can't go over all of the drafting and make a bra. So, but you will definitely walk away with knowledge on how to draft an underwire bra. But today, that's on Wednesday, today we will be going over lingerie fabrics. So, I'm going to get started because it's 5 minutes past 3. So lingerie fabrics. It is very hard to choose lingerie fabrics because you're not exposed to them. Again, most craft stores and fabric shops don't carry lingerie fabrics. They carry a few all-over laces, which I'll get into what an all-over lace is, but not a lot of them, hardly any. Actually, I think there's only one store here in Philly that's on Fabric Row that actually sells galloon lace. And when I go to New York as well, there are only a handful of stores that sell galloon lace. So you'll be buying most of them online. So I want to walk you through how to choose fabrics, what they are, all over lace, galloon lace, linings too, and then my tips for buying them online, since you're mostly be buying them online. So I have all of my fabrics laid out here on my cutting table, and I'm going to go through them. All of them you've probably seen in my DIY kits, but you can also purchase them by the yard, the half a yard and yard, which is great because if you want to make another pattern other than Madalynne, or if you want to, dream up your own design, you can purchase them by the yard, not just in a kit. So let me switch the camera around and I'll walk you through the fabrics that I have in stock. Okay, so I have taken out all of my fabrics and I want to go over the types of laces. So when buying online, or when choosing lingerie fabrics, obviously my first choice is lace. And lace comes in 2 varieties. So there's all over lace and mesh, which you can see here. These are like on bolts. These are 36 inches wide, 45 inches wide, 60 inches wide. These are more readily available. They're easier to find in shops. Joann's will sell some all over laces. This is a really pretty Swiss all over lace. It's peach in real life. This kind of looks mostly white, like an off-white, but this is really peach. This is a Swiss all over lace, but this is mauve. So this comes from Switzerland. It's really pretty. And I use these mostly for underwear as well as kind of like a Eloise type that doesn't have cups. It's mostly like a bralette. So that's really pretty in person. Some of the meshes this is a gold jacquard mesh, which is actually really pretty in person. Most people, I can't get like the detail, but it has this little bit of shimmer to it, as you can see there. And you think, when I first say gold, you probably think that it's scratchy, but almost all of my kits and styles are lined, so this actually looks really pretty on person. Let me see if I have one here. So I use this a lot for the bare bralette. This is the bare bralette in the gold jacquard mesh. So that's one type of lace. So these are all over laces right here. They come in 36 inches wide, 45 inches wide. They're more readily available at hobby shops, or craft stores and Joann's and stuff like that. So the second type of lace, this can be in stretch or non-stretch. I use all stretch. And then if I want non-stretch, that's when I bring in the non-stretch lining. The other type of lace is galloon lace. So all galloon it's balloon like the balloon that you have at a party, but with a G, so it's galloon. So this is a pink and cream stretch galloon lace. This is a maroon galloon lace, and then this is a red galloon lace. So all galloon lace means is that it has a finished edge at one or both sides. This is definitely harder to find. So you will find maybe one bolt of this at a off shop, if that. So this is harder to find in person. So when purchasing galloon lace online, two things that I would say to look out for. One is fabric width, because my most popular size is definitely an extra large, 2XL, 3XL. And for the larger cup gals, if you get any lace that's, I usually don't buy any lace that is narrower than 6 inches wide, because for larger cup size, you run the risk of not being able to fit the pattern onto the lace. So two things to look for when buying online is fabric width. So I usually don't buy anything less than 6 inches for a bra. Now the exception to that is if you're making a simple thong or a panty, then the 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches will be fine. The other thing that you want to look for is fiber content. So a lot of times when you search for lingerie lace online, or just lace online to use for lingerie, bridal comes up. And when I was looking for a Pont d'Esprit or white Swiss dot or Swiss lace, stuff like that, French lace, a lot of the stuff that comes up because of keywords and SEO is for bridal. And for bridal, it's usually non-stretch, which you can use non-stretch. I use all stretch, and then incorporate non-stretch linings if I want to eliminate the stretch. So you want to look for things with spandex or elastane, which gets to another point, is that a lot of people get into bra making because they have scraps of fabric or they have their grandmother's lace and they want to use them. Now the thing with that is, one, it's if you've ever been inherited old thread, it's like rotted and it breaks very easily. Same thing with lace, is that whenever you're buying fabric online, you want to look for fiber content, and you want to look for spandex or elastane. You want the fabric to stretch, but you want it to recover. So I get a lot of questions like, I have this lace and it does stretch, but it's stretching because of the mechanical weave of the stretch, not because of spandex or elastane, which it's going to stretch out, but it's not going to recover, especially for the back band, especially for a panty. So that's the other thing that you want to look for, width and fiber content. So make sure that it has spandex or elastane, and it's usually in like the 10% range, 10%, 12%, 8%, and the other will be nylon or polyester, and in some cases cotton. So we've gone over lace, we've gone over the two varieties. Let's go over let me show you some of the second type of fabric that I use a lot for lingerie. Let me switch this again. Okay, so the other type of fabric that I use is lycra. So lycra is great. Somebody just asked, Maddie, in terms of non-stretch fabrics, what should we get in mind? I don't usually purchase non-stretch fabrics. I'm not sure what your project is, so there could be many things that you could, non-stretch fabrics that you could get. If you could elaborate a little bit more, that'd be great. Lycra. So lycra is great because you can use it for activewear, you can use it for swimwear, you can use it for undies, you can use it for the back band of a bra, you can use it for the frame of the bra. This is a microfiber, so it's super soft, probably the softest pair of underwear that you will ever make. And this is a black heart that I got for Valentine's Day. So that's what's great about lycra, is that you can use it for lingerie, you can use it for swimwear, you can use it for activewear, and this also is a lot easier to find. I know Joanne sells a bunch of this in their activewear section. The next fabric is lining. So lining is not essential. You don't have to line your bra. There are a lot of bras in stores that don't have lining. For me, 99.9% of the lingerie that I make has lining. Because lace is so delicate, and a lot of people do machine wash it, it just kind of beefs it up, gives it a little bit more structure, especially for larger plus size, full cup and plus size gals or full bust. So I feel like you have to know the rules in order to break the rules. And I definitely break the rules when I choose my linings because in lingerie, technically, the front of your bra should be stable. The frame, the cups, and then your back band should be stretch. So again, I buy all stretch fabrics, but I use my linings. I would use a non-stretch lining to get that to be stable. Now, I kind of break the rule because, one, a lot of my styles are bralettes. And bralettes kind of, you like the silhouette or the style of bralettes there is movement. So pretty much 100% of my DIY kits have stretch mesh. So I actually use stretch mesh and power knit as a lining. But I do have sheer tricot. I do use sheer tricot in some instances. Great is at the strap points. I'll just put a little strip of stretch tricot at the strap points or in the center front gore or in the center front of the bare bralette. But let me go through. What's hardest about stretch mesh, I'm going to switch the camera around and I'll show you the different types of stretch mesh, is that when I first started ordering stretch mesh from my vendors, I would place a reorder. And every time I would get something different. And I finally called out to the vendor and I said, hey, listen, the point of reordering is that you get the same thing. And every single time I've reordered, I've gotten something different. So what the heck? And he said, Miss, we actually have a lot of stretch meshes. So stretch mesh is a general term. And he gave me like color cards that had action mesh, muscle mesh, glow mesh, stretch mesh. So what you want to look for when buying mesh online is grams per square meter. Stretch mesh is like the basic standard stretch mesh, and that's about 100 grams per square meter. And then as you go up, the grams per square meter will get bigger. So my power knit is 230 grams per square meter. So if you're buying spandex or if you're buying power knit or stretch mesh online, you want to look for GSM. Almost all the product descriptions have that. The other type of lining is sheer tricot, and I know Emerald Erin of Erin Sews uses a lot of non-stretch linings for her Black Beauty, but I actually just use them in little places that I want to add stabilization. So let me switch the camera around and show you stretch mesh. They're available in beige, black, and white, as well as sheer tricot. Okay, so here is my power knit. So this is 230 grams per square meter. I use this for large, extra large, 2XL. And then this is my stretch mesh, which if you see them right next to each other, so this is a little bit more opaque. This is a little bit more opaque. It adds more stability. This is more sheer. So this is used for my extra smalls, mediums. It has more stretch in it. And this is my sheer tricot, which does not stretch at all. So this you would use in bra cups or to line the frame of a bra so that it did not stretch at all. Okay, so I went over the fabrics that I usually use, which are lace, all over lace and galloon lace. I also use lycra in panties, in sports bras, in yoga pants, stuff like that. They're also all over meshes. And then I went over linings, so the stretch mesh, the power knit, the sheer tricot. So those are and my helpful tips for buying online. Look for the width, look for the content, and also look for keywords, soft, spandex usually used for panties and stuff like that. So I'll be back tomorrow because a lot of people, once they buy the fabric, they don't know how to cut them. So I'm going to go over my favorite pair of scissors or cutters to cut fabric. And I'm going to follow up with blog post and this video on YouTube and IGTV. So I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll get over this together.